Hi, this is Ion.
And this is Leann. Hi, guys.
Hi guys, how welcome to our new episode 5, the body.
And no human body or physical body has any actual needs. It has six basic vital necessities. And those necessities, so just to explain a little bit, the needs are in the mind, which we will get to the mind later. But right now, we're talking about the actual necessities of the body, our physical body, which are air, sleep, water, food, urinating, and pooping.
Excrement.
Excrement.
Yeah. Um, the nucleus is going to be a little harsh to understand for lots of people, but the nucleus of the body is the pancreas. The pancreas, without the pancreas, is really hard to function, the whole entire body. People might think that the brain or the heart, or no, it's the pancreas. Pancreas receive the thoughts, the real thoughts, to the mind, to the ego, to the spirit, to free will. Receive those thoughts and decipher them and break them down into information and send them to the brain. You send them to the lungs too, but most of it are sent to the brain. So the decisions are made not necessarily in the brain. The lungs make some decisions with those information, and ultimately free will makes the decision, as we obviously stated in the previous one, the free will.
Yes.
So the nucleus of the body is the pancreas, and the function of the body is motion.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what the body is for.
Yes. The prime components of our physical body are the movement of heart and blood.
Let's make sure that the prime components, to understand, those are the prime, like primary components. There's so many components to our body, science doesn't even know about it all.
Yeah.
But those are primary components of our body. What actually makes us function is the movement of the heart and blood, the movement of the brain through electrical and chemical impulses. It's another brain in a gut. It's a gland. Mm-hmm. It's called the gut-brain axis. And you might want to expand on that one a little bit.
Sure. So the gut brain axis is the biochemical signaling that takes place between the gastrointestinal tract, the GI tract, and the central nervous system, the CNS. The term gut brain axis is occasionally used to refer to the role of the gut flora in the interplay as well, whereas the term microbiota, gut brain, MGB or BGM axis, explicitly includes the role of gut flora in the biochemical signaling events that take place between the GI tract and our central nervous system.
That's a gland.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make sure that's a gland that looks like a brain. And they actually discovered that, and that's an explanation in details about it.
Right.
The next movement is
the movement of lungs.
Lungs, besides the fact that the lungs, actually everybody knows that gets air into it, and the function of the lung, the anatomical function of the lungs are, the lungs decipher the information too. So the lungs are good with decisions before the brain makes any decisions. Is even the lungs has some, even the heart has a brain, and the lungs have a brain. So, but all the decisions that the lungs, the heart, the gut, the brain would make is going to be sent to the free will. Mm-hmm. That's where the main decisions are made before you even think about it.
Yeah.
The next one is
the next one is the movement of liver. So this is where everything, we have our built-in filtering system.
The filtering, the medical system of our body.
Yeah.
This is where everything's gonna clean up and cleans and the whole body, and the liver knows everything. If you get nausea, sick, that's the liver.
Yeah. The next one is the movement of kidneys.
Kidneys are batteries because of the consciousness generates life.
Hmm.
Kidneys are the batteries that holds the life, and on top of the kidneys we have an adrenaline. It's called we have a gland. It's called the adrenaline gland, and that's what the adrenaline inside the body does is fixing our DNA, the information that we're having, as humans,
Right.
as any animal. But that's what the adrenaline does, and it cooperates with the kidneys, the battery of the storage of life, chi itself, or prana, where
Yeah.
I'm talking the living energy.
Yeah. Well, consciousness generates life, which is what we went over in, the one of the first 8 elements of the soul, or you know, so or entities of the soul. So consciousness generates life, and if that's stored in our kidneys, I mean, you think about people that have kidney failure. That's pretty grave. So if they don't have that life in their kidneys, then of course it's not going to.
Yeah,
It's going to cause
look
a lot
at
of
children,
issues.
how much life they have inside
Oh
them,
yeah.
because they're just beginning. So the life is so new
Mm-hmm.
into the kidneys, and they just
Bounce, bounce,
energy
fun,
level.
fun, 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 fun.
Just don't give them chocolate.
The next one is the movement of genitals.
Oh, everybody knows what the movement of genitals and their function is.
Yes.
So we're not going to go in details about it.
That is another way of a stronger connection to the divine when it's done properly. But that is a completely different topic. Really.
On one side.
Yeah.
On the other side, you just go to the toilet kind
of thing. Yeah. The next one is movement of skin.
Okay, the skin, as lungs are highly associated with the free will, skin is associated with the spirit. The skin is like the connector between the spirit that generates life with consciousness and everything that goes through your body. That's what and holds everything together. It creates the boundary in the end of it. Through the
well, the spirit is the sense of things, so you have those.
Yeah, that's what the spirit does. Through the skin is like electricity go through, like an itch, or feel of some sort of a pain if you hurt. I mean, all kinds of stuff is through the skin.
Well, and the skin is the largest organ in the body. It is living and breathing.
Yes,
so
that too. So, but through the skin is the spirit. Through the lungs is the free will. So I just want to make sure that's understood.
And kidneys is like
the whole nervous system is going through the skin to understand the spirit much better.
Yes. The last one, number 8, is the movement of muscles and bones.
Inside the bones, not the muscles. Inside the bones is called the marrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's how the living energy is being transferred. That's by the movement of the muscle. That's what we're talking about, the movement of the muscles, meaning the living energy, the chi itself. Everybody probably knows about chi or prana or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Not life as in reality,
right.
The reality of life, but living as an energy inside us that is being generated by the soul, stored in the kidney, and moves through the bones. So that's the movement of the bones we're talking about.
Everything is connected.
Well, of course, those are only the primary components of the body. Of course, there's so much to a body. We can't go through the whole anatomy and the way everything is labeled, quote unquote, and that's because of the mind wants to make reason of everything.
I'm sure most people took biology in high school.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Anyway, yes, I know. But there's so many details to all of those pieces. But these are just the high...
Doctors doesn't even know all this. And I hope the doctors one day is going to go through the whole entire entities to be healed, not only
you gotta
the body.
You got to get to the root cause. and it may not be strictly physical. It usually is spiritual. That's something internal inside of yourself.
Spiritual, emotional.
Yeah, it's all they're all
Emotions is a
connected.
really big part for why our bodies are hurting sometimes. Emotion, big time. Not as much spiritual as much as emotional, like guilt.
Yeah.
It forms that. We're going to talk about it when
Yeah.
emotion comes. We're going to talk about
Emotions
emotions.
is going to be a much longer episode because there's a lot of details in that one. So,
yeah.
I did want to go back to the what was it, the heart and blood, the first one, that our heart is protecting our soul. So our soul is located behind our heart, and I meant to say that earlier.
It's what the soul creates first, the heart. As a shield. It's shielded itself.
Exactly. So that's another function of that heart and blood is it's protecting and connecting everything from the soul.
And if you're looking at our lungs, on one side of the lungs is a curvature where is space for the heart, because the soul is pull the heart. Soul is very magnetic, and it's pulling the heart towards it and behind the soul, and it has a space on the left side of the lung for it. It's protected. It's highly protected. The ribs and all that.
Yeah.
So,
and the pancreas touches the soul, and it's amazing to look at how it's all
connected.
It's all connected, and everything communicates with each other. I mean, our bodies are just amazing.
The most amazing thing is the pancreas. It's like, how is the pancreas like a switchboard? You turn it in and out, and you decipher a lot of thoughts. So we don't think thoughts. Or you thought, the phrase, I thought that, no.
We receive them through our pancreas, which is like the biggest, the motherboard of our system.
Yeah.
And then it's processed and sent to the brain and other.
That's information.
Yeah.
A thought is a lot of information. So the brain, the gray matter in the brain cannot process the thoughts. They're too heavy. Yeah. So it has to be disseminated, deciphered, and send it to the brain to be as information to be processed.
Yes. And another thing I know that we wanted to touch on is that everybody's physical body is unique to their own absolute truth, which is the glue or the magnet to your soul that attracts everything to your being and it makes up your being. So
be happy with your body.
Yeah. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not your ego. You choose your spirit and attract your free will, and we are all beautiful souls. Yeah. So everybody is created with a uniqueness about them. We're all individualized, unique beings,
and everybody's beautiful.
Exactly.
Everybody should look at themselves as their body. And be grateful. Look at with a grateful eye.
Yeah.
Because the soul and the free will, when they created the body, it had limited resources. And if you are a living person right now, you are a lucky person.
Yeah.
Because there's so many souls out there that not yet to create a body.
Yeah.
So you should look at your body with a grateful eye, not to be like looking at your defects or something.
Earth is a difficult thing, but it's also very joyous, and we have so many opportunities that we wouldn't have other places that we should really embrace and enjoy.
Yeah. Well, about that, the heart has so many chambers, and it holds our final destination, the joy.
Exactly.
It's not fulfillment. Fulfillment, actually, we can talk about fulfillment on soul traveling and stuff. It's actually weird. Fulfillment, no, it's not fulfillment. It's not accomplishment. It's not achieving. It's none of that.
Yeah.
The final destination is joy. Overjoy actually suffocates you, so it has to be kept in balance. But that's the final destination. You want to have joy, not happiness, not comfort, actually comfort activates happiness. But
Well, look at a child. I mean, when a child looks at things, they look at things with so much joy, and everything is so amazing to them. They're like, "Wow, that's so cool,"
yeah,
or
if,
"That's gorgeous," or whatever. And that's the joy that we're supposed to hold on to throughout our lives is the joy and wonder of a child.
child dies,
Yeah, through
it fills up their heart. They immediately know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not being happy or whatever.
Yeah, they're
The-
just like really amazed. Wow, look at that, you know.
and it's not admiration. That's a spiritual thing.
Mhm.
Admiration. So it's not admiration. It's just pure joy.
Yes.
It's coming from a higher place, but maybe we can talk about Akasha one day. That's where the joy comes from. So, and
Gosh, at the stores.
yeah, stores all the thoughts, the pure thoughts. And but the heart does hold has chambers for joy.
Yes.
So
Well,
it
when
needs to be
you can
filled.
feel it in your heart when you're full of joy. You're just like, oh, you know.
That's like an elixir too. It's like healing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happiness is just comfort. So don't try to be happy.
Be joyful.
I'm here to find the.
Make a joyful noise, right?
Yes, I'm here to find the definition of happiness, though.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own definition of happiness.
Well, it's kind of like everyone has their definition of love.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah.
yeah. Or I've heard somebody said that what if love is generating
Generating
harmony, what is hate does.
Yeah.
What hate does.
Yeah.
I'm like hate. Hate is not the opposite negative of love. Hate has nothing to do with love. Hate is just a fear of your own shadow.
Yeah, it's that projection fear of something that you see in someone else that you're afraid of that is inside of you already.
Exactly.
That's that shadow. You have to dig in and explore why am I acting this way, or why do I feel this way? Because maybe there's something inside of ourselves that we have to look at and dissect and correct based on what we are aware of, and those ethics kick in.
Yeah, you're gonna tell somebody that you hate them because they irritated you, not because you know.
Yeah, but generally it's something in the other person that is in you that you may not even be aware of.
It's being irritated.
Right.
Yeah.
So
inside you.
self going in, we have all the answers if we really investigate ourselves with an open mind, completely open mind to yourself. Be honest with ourselves.
Rage and revenge,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about, especially on the emotions.
Emotions will be long for that one, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So next one is gonna be emotions.
All right, guys. Well, stick around for the emotions episode next, and let us know how you feel about the body, and if you have any questions. And anything else you want to add?
No, I'm pretty happy with this one.
Okay, good. Me too.
So matter of speech, happy.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So it's a lot to it to the body, but we're the main prime components. I hope that we could explain, and we explained as much as best for everybody to understand.
Exactly.
So everything else, I'm not gonna leave it to the doctors because they have no clue.
Yeah.
They're just indoctrinated. It's just they're like dealing with the result of the pain instead of of
the root cause.
The root cause
that
creates that illness or pain, and that's kind of sad. Like what the doctor's doing.
Yeah, it is sad. I mean,
Western medicine,
and not all of them, but there's so many lately that
Yeah, well, they're not even doctors. They're money making. You go to the doctor and they ask you for insurance instead of just taking care of
yeah.
the problem.
Well, a lot of that too is how they were trained, and I think a lot of doctors went into that profession with with a great heart and wanting to really help people, and they were shifted in a different direction based on what other agendas were. So
they're working on a wealth making money where wealth So
Well,
health.
money talks. So there's some people that, you know, it just, it is what it is. I mean, everybody has to make that decision for themselves. Um, but I'm not saying there's plenty of great doctors out there, but it seems that the majority, with their schooling and everything else, that there's been a bigger agenda that has led doctors in a certain direction that has not been to the benefit of humankind.
Not only that, but the circumstances they're being put through and the environment out there is so confusing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you and I will hope that will turn to have to at least every single person to understand themselves
Mm-hmm.
instead to understand what the system is all about.
Yeah.
Because the system is the way it is.
If we can understand ourselves at the deepest level, then we know what basically we know what needs to be done for ourselves, and other people are able to come together easier, I think, because they all have knowledge to put together to make something work even better than.
Very wise people and very smart people out there. So we believe in humanity, but first of all, we have to understand ourselves
Yes.
through assertiveness. We have to know what assertiveness is, where assertiveness coming from the constructive passion
Yeah.
slash anger. So we're gonna go through all this in an episode emotions, and for today, I think we're all good, babe.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. Next week we will dive more into that assertiveness and all the emotions. But for today, I think that will conclude our body episode.
Any questions?
I don't have any at the moment, no.
Yeah.
But anyone else, feel free to comment. And until then, we will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy it.